StreamYard, ladies and gentlemen, so you can call in if you want to join us. I don't know if I can see you or not.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat. You might not be able to see
But not yet today. I want to test run that.
We can probably run it through your computer.
Yeah, I want to watch that, but not right this second.
Oh wow, it's a totally different view on Instagram now through
Yeah.
StreamYard.
What's it look like?
It's the full camera. It's like the full show.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Are you on Instagram too looking at it?
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. We live on YouTube yet? Guys, Q&A, get questions into the chat, into the comments if you're watching on any of the platforms. I have James monitoring that chat.
Instagram is live. I don't see
Cool.
what's going on with YouTube, though.
All right, we're going to figure out YouTube in a second. Guys on Instagram, Facebook, hop into the comment section, hop into the chat.
Live, totally different
Cool.
live on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah?
YouTube's
All right,
pretty
we're good.
I don't have to set it up on it. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, is it much easier?
Pretty sweet.
Beautiful. Good.
All right, yeah, we're live.
Cool.
Everywhere.
All right, guys. So we are live. Q&A time. I want you guys to really think of some questions that you have. A lot of people, we're going to figure out
when they
YouTube
go
in a
to
second.
invest in
Guys on
themselves,
Instagram, Facebook,
have a quick
hop
little
into the comment
interlude
section, hop
before
into
you
the
guys-
chat as you guys load in for the questions. Yeah. All right, we're
You're
good.
scared to invest into yourself.
Sweet.
But yeah,
Right?
it's
You
much
make
easier.
a
decision to buy something stupid that won't add any value to your
Good.
life,
All right, yeah, we're live.
like
Cool.
a pocketbook. All right, guys.
Or
So
I
we
don't
are
know, whatever
live.
the kind of shit that you're into.
Q&A
I have
time.
no
I want you
problem
guys to really think of some
spending
questions
X
that you
amount of
have.
dollars every single day.
A lot
on
of
that
people
coffee from Starbucks.
We're gonna
But
figure
when
out that
they
money
go
build
to
up.
invest in
Guys
themselves,
on
I wanna
Instagram,
invest
Facebook,
have a quick
hop
little
into the comment
into a
section,
small
hop into the chat
program. Not
as you guys
talking
load in
my
for the
program.
questions.
I'm not talking
Yeah. All right, we're
any
just
particular
invest in
course
yourself.
like,
that I
Yeah,
have at the top
you
of my
make a
head. I'm
decision
talking
to buy
about
something stupid
just
that
to
won't
better
add any
yourself.
value to your life.
Buy the book. Like
Cool.
buy
Buy course,
pocketbook.
buy
All
program.
right, guys.
Or-
What's the one thing you want
So
to
we
know?
are live.
Like for moms out there, just as an
Q&A
example,
time. I want you guys to really
you have
think
a
of
problem
some
with your
questions
child
every
going
single
to
day.
sleep.
A lot of
Why
people
don't you buy the course from Taking Care of Babies? And so you can learn about the sleep patterns and how to get your child to sleep better through the night, which ultimately gets you more well rested, which makes you more efficient at work. Like just everyone's thinking about, oh, I got to take the course on marketing or this or that. But in reality, if you're just more focused during the day when you're supposed to work, then you would get more stuff done and you'd be more successful. So what needs to be true in order to make that happen in your life? And if it's you're good at marketing, you don't need the help with marketing. You don't need another marketer more well rested. You just don't have the time to market because you're exhausted because your kids are all night. Like just everyone's thinking what needs to be true to make that happen. Maybe get the course from like Taking Care of Babies, like I said, and then you now have a child that sleeps through the night and now you are well rested. So
Hold on, Nick.
it's not necessarily, yeah. What happened?
There we go. We fixed the problem.
We're back?
No, it was the audio was double up.
Yeah, so we're good?
Yeah, we're good now.
Yeah. All right.
We fixed it.
So we're taking from the top again, or?
Yeah, I would take it from the top.
Yeah.
again.
All right, cool. So guys, get your questions ready for the comments. James is monitoring the chat, but we're talking, we're talking really what needs to be true in your life in order to help you become more successful. Sometimes it's not the course. Sometimes it's not the program that you think it is. And as I was just saying before, if you are good at marketing and you're a great business owner, but you just had kids, what's the one thing stopping you from getting the things done during the day? It may not be time management. It may be your child's up 4 or 5 times a night. So if you solve that problem, then you won't be so tired during the day. So once you buy the course that you need to get the sleep training for your child, so you're well rested and you can take care of your salon during the day. So it's not really what course you should take when it comes just to business. What area of your personal life is not focused or not aligned that you can fix that will help add more to your salon life or more to your business life? Like what if you're in like an unhealthy marriage or you're not communicating properly with your partner? Maybe there's some kind of marriage counseling. Maybe there's some communication course you could take to help alleviate that issue out of your life. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, this is all about personal development. It's you who's the business owner, the salon owner, the stylist, the mom, the wife, the husband, the father. If you don't invest in the things that make you a better version of yourself in that area, then everything falls apart. So what is it you're afraid of about investing in yourself? Like, what if the course doesn't work? What if the program is not for you? What if you waste your money? And typically, most programs aren't a waste of money. You just waste your time, but not doing the things necessary to get the most out of that program. There's so many courses that people buy, they just never take them. So many books people buy, they never read them. What are you pretending not to know that you already know, or you know where the answer's at? So if you're not happy with where you're at in life, if you're not happy with your salon's revenue, if you're not happy with a certain stylist on your team, what are you avoiding? Are you avoiding not taking the program? Are you avoiding not having the hard conversation? You know what the answer is, you know what you need to do, but you're failing to do it. So ask yourself, why? Why don't you want to learn the thing you need to learn to make the problem go away? What are you scared of? And so we're going to jump into the Q&A, James. If there's any chats, let me know before I keep on going on, because Monday's Q&A, I want to make sure we, Friday, I think we missed a bunch of questions because the live started late. It was like choppy. So if you had questions on Friday, drop them again now because I missed them. James.
No questions as of right now.
That's cool. So
you can call into the show. The link is pinned in the comments.
And how will I hear them? We're using new software right now, guys. So I want to see how it works here.
Yep. You could put on the headphones and be able to hear them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They're operational right here?
They should be.
Cool. Let me know when someone jumps in. We can talk to them. And then you could hear them on the show as well?
I won't be able to hear them without the headphones. Actually, I can probably hear them.
Yeah. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you pretending not to know that you already know? A lot of you guys already have the answer. You're not taking action. And then what needs to be true in your life to get you to that next point or to make a decision? So many people are paralyzed by waiting for the perfect opportunity or the perfect time. But what needs to be true to make that decision? Does everyone start a business and does it work out right away? No. They make mistakes and they learn from them. So what are you afraid of? What are you so scared of about making that decision to hop on the program, to have the conversation, to open the business? I bet you it's not that bad. Like the outcome, if it doesn't go your way, there's a lesson to learn from it. So no matter what, if you change your perspective, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You'll be able to take a look at that past event and you could rechange the perspective of that past event, and that would truly change who you are today. And we're going to talk more about that if you're watching from the Level Up Academy on today's call. But so many people are afraid to invest in themselves. But you have no problem wasting money on sneakers and clothes and shoes and outfits and spending money on things that are just pointless. What is your future self? Like, who is that person and what are they doing? Like, where are they at? A lot of you guys have such small goals and you're basing your goals and what's possible on other people. The conversations that people have with you. That's the one thing I never ever did is if someone's like, "Oh, it's impossible," or "That's too hard," I wouldn't let it sway me in my decision making not doing the thing. In fact, it would almost empower me to do it. Like if someone was like, "You can't do this," I would be like, "Watch me." And if somebody was like, "Oh, it's easy, you can do it," I probably wouldn't do it. I don't know why I was built like that or why I was wired like that, but that's just how I was wired. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs are wired like that. And a few weeks ago, we were speaking about, being a business owner with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. It's important to have, but you want to make sure you're being driven by what's important to you, not by proving somebody wrong. And I think when you get to a certain stage or a certain level of success and people told you couldn't do it, that could only take you so far. Then it's time to step in and really do what's important to you. It's nice to say, "I told you so." It's one of the best feelings in the world, but after a certain point, you're going to start making decisions based on proving that person wrong. And that's not where you ultimately want to head with your career. You want to head to what's important to you. So if you are that type of person with a chip on your shoulder, let it take you as far as it needs to take you. And then at that point of success, you have to reframe what you want to what's important to you. So James, if there's any questions in the chat, let me know.
We have Val Phrase. I read Atomic Habits by James Clear. I followed the advice for a while. I am off track and I feel overwhelmed right now.
So it's funny. I love James Clear and I love that book, Atomic Habits. And you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. But what's your one goal? What was the name again, James?
Her name was Val.
Val. Cool. Val, what's the one goal? Like, what's the one thing you want to accomplish? What's the one thing if you solved will solve 80% of the issue? A lot of people have this idea they need multiple streams of income and they have to accomplish multiple things to be successful in their life. Well, that's not really true. At least not in the beginning anyway. Just do one thing. Do one thing better than anybody else. And then once you get to a certain level of success with that one thing, then you hire other people to take some things off your plate. But I feel like the atomic habits thing is you might be focused on the wrong outcome. What's the outcome that you want? Like, why do you do this every day? And that's a question you have to ask yourself. So I don't know if you meditate, if you journal, but actually, Val, do me a favor. DM me the word habits, and I'll send you my habits and actions audit. Because what you need to do is take a look at where you're spending your time, who you're spending it with, and the conversations you're having. And if you take a look at that and you audit where you're spending your time, there's probably a ton of stuff you could just take away. Success isn't about adding more stuff to your plate. And I love this when I talk to owners and they're like, oh, I'm so busy. Or people say to me, you must be so busy. You have 5 locations or 4 locations, or you have the 2 e-commerce stores. I'm not. I'm productive. There's a big difference between busy and productive. I do a lot of activities throughout the day, but every single activity has a result in mind that's aligned with all the other activities. And so if you take a look at your schedule and you take a look at all your activities and they're not in alignment with the main objective, at least for the day, if you're an owner, then you have to reprioritize the actions you're taking. So what I like to do is manage your energy, not your time. As an owner, you're probably trying to do everything and you're trying to do everything all at once, and you can't do that. Pick one goal to focus on for the day. What's your main objective? My main objective today is marketing. Every action I take is dedicated towards marketing. The meetings I have are dedicated towards marketing. The books I'm reading, dedicated towards marketing. The data I'm analyzing, the numbers I'm researching is dedicated towards our marketing. And so if that is what you do, anything you have, it will keep your energy flowing in the right direction, which is to maximize your marketing. Now, tomorrow might be leadership for you, or your one-on-one meetings. Everything that you read is dedicated towards leadership. So you have your energy flowing in the same direction for that day. And then Wednesday, you do hair. A lot of mistakes that owners make is the fact that they try and do leadership in the morning, marketing in the afternoon, and the client at night, or vice versa. And it just doesn't work that way. And you get done with your day, you get home, and you take a look at your calendar, you're like, I completed nothing. I got nothing accomplished today. And it's defeating. But had you just done one thing very well with a clear purpose, you would feel successful at the end of the day. You would have got that complete. Now that's off your plate. Tomorrow, what's the one thing? Get it off your plate. Wednesday, same thing. And when you do that, you start knocking down tasks and you start making progress towards your goal. And so that's what really, I think, what you might be missing from reading the book Atomic Habits. Try and manage your energy, not just your time, and then create systems, like he talks about in the book, to support your energy for that day. And so social media is a big part of what we do in our industry. So you got to turn off all notifications because we have to post on there. You got to communicate. You got to build a community. And sometimes you get distracted. So if you're going to engage with your community by commenting, liking, it's part of what we need to do. You got 2 options. A, hire someone to do that for you. Or B, set a timer. And then when the timer goes off, you're done communicating. But you need some amount of discipline in order to make things work. If you're an owner, you're not accountable to anybody. You have to be accountable to yourself. And unfortunately, there's no repercussions when you fail to really follow through on what you tell yourself you're going to do. So you need to create something that create something or someone you have to check in with that holds you accountable. That's a coach. That's an employee. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll schedule a meeting around my marketing and include one of my team members in it where I tell them by Thursday, I'll have the ad done for you. If I don't do that, Thursday comes, I don't have the ad done. So what I need to do is make myself accountable to another team member. Even though I'm the owner, I'd feel stupid if I didn't follow through. So that's something you might want to try. James, any more questions in there?
Yeah. Sheer Style Salon. I'm not paralyzed by time, but by overwhelm. And then she puts, I I have a new stylist, my first ever, and she graduated school in July. She assisted me, and she's watched me for over 2 years. Almost biggest issue is how to get her to stop talking while we are working, and the appropriateness of what she's talking about. She talks literally over clients and myself. How do I go about making her independent?
There's a lot in there.
It's a lot. It's a big.
So that might be why you're overwhelmed. You're tackling so many different things. Get clarity on what's the main issue that you have with her. Getting her independent is simple. You have her structure her own LLC. You figure out some kind of contract. She becomes an independent contractor. Then she's independent. But does she vibe? Like, does she vibe with your salon's culture? Create a culture contract. Is she young? Like, does she not know how to act right yet? That's another thing. As an owner, it's your job to teach some of these younger stylists how to act right because they don't know any better. And people do or don't do things based on a couple different reasons. Sometimes they don't do things because they don't know they should be doing it. And they don't do things because they don't know how to do it. So maybe she doesn't know she shouldn't be talking over the clients and talking over you. So you have to tell her that. And if you did tell her that, maybe she doesn't know how to shut up. So maybe you should teach her how to process thoughts and wait her turn to speak. And it sucks that you have to even have that conversation with her. But does she vibe with your salon? And if she doesn't, then you have to maybe teach her how to vibe, have a culture contract, have a couple non-negotiables. Hey, we don't do this. We don't do this. We don't do this. This is how we communicate with our clients, and take her back to the beginning. Take her back to the start. Not everybody has a high emotional intelligence. Like, people they can't read the room, and it's unfortunate, but sometimes people are just annoying. Like, they don't know what they don't know. So you have to tell them, like, I'm really annoying, but I also know when I'm being annoying, and I have a specific reason why I'm doing that. And so when I'm overbearing for my team, sometimes it's to let them know that I'm not happy with one of their actions. So instead of me, like, I don't like scolding or reprimanding anybody. I'll just be over the top and overbearing. And then once I push them a little bit to the direction I want to head them to, then I backpedal and let them know, hey, what's going on? The reason why I'm busting your chops is because I know you could do better than that. I know you should be posting every day. So you'll see me on my stories sometimes get in their face and create extra stories. And I just do that to take them out of their comfort zone. That's why I'm doing that. Because a lot of people are afraid to talk to the camera. A lot of people are afraid to post. But you need to have the conversation with her. First, you have to have a conversation with yourself. You have to prioritize and organize the things and objectives you want from her, and then put them in order of what's the most important, and then work your way down the list to what's the least important. And then don't move on until you accomplished success at that first level. Next question, James.
So the independent question, how do I get her to go independent, was actually another question from somebody else. It's just similar names.
Okay.
How do I get her to go independent?
Okay.
She said that she's 19. I've been by myself for over 10 years, but I think she has ADHD and her doctor will not address it. I'm just learning how to do this.
Cool. ADHD is actually just, I feel, and people are going to disagree with me, I think it's a bullshit cop-out. Unless it was induced by, like, vaccines, which we won't really get into, or poor food. So there's a connection between ADHD and the amount of sugar someone eats, your cognitive flow and your cognitive function. And there's a connection between ADHD and, like, hyperactive and being somewhere on a spectrum and vaccines. So, I mean, there's scientific evidence of it, whether it's being silenced or not. It's neither here nor there for the conversation. Every person has their own way of learning, and you have to figure out what is her way. Don't let ADHD be a cop-out. She has to learn how to manage your energy. So one of the best things to do for someone with ADHD is you have to exhaust the body to tame the mind. Maybe together you guys can do some kind of a workout class, a spin class, work together with things, like work out together on certain, like whether it's Pilates or yoga or spin, some kind of workout. Exhaust the body to tame the mind. If she's not doing that, then stress that. See what her eating habits are. Like, is she eating a lot of sugar? You're not going to be able to function that way. So I would 100% talk to her about her actions. I know a lot of people are going to probably say, well, I own the salon. And that's not my job. If you want to have a successful job, I mean, if you want to have a successful salon, and you want people to align with your culture, you have to learn how to handle different personality types. And just copying things out to ADHD or AD, whatever the hell it's called, ADA, what's it called, James?
ADHD,
ADHD, and what else?
ADD.
ADD. There you go. I think it's just a cop out, and I think that we're not meant to sit at a desk. We're not meant to sit in a school the way it's structured. Like the way we function as humans, we're so far removed from how we need to do things day to day that's why our brains are having a meltdown and we can't focus. So what I would do is I would talk to her about her lifestyle, her eating habits, and have her exhaust the body to tame the mind. And I bet you she'll get a little more focused just by doing that. You can self-cope and self-regulate your thoughts and how you handle and conduct yourself just by having better habits.
That kind of goes right into the next question.
Cool.
HC3 phase. Have you ever coached somebody with ADD or ADHD? When what were the issues you helped them overcome?
Guys, I mean, people are going to say they have ADD, ADHD. I'm willing to bet that I'm probably more ADD than the majority of the people that watch this particular page or channel or Facebook. I will literally have 15 projects going on at once. If your systems don't support you, then you're going to get nothing done. You need to create a system that keeps your attention in check. You're not the only one who deals with this. Every person deals with some level of attention, especially today. Social media, notifications. It's just we're being pulled in a million different directions. Our attention spans are so little right now. What you need to do, like I told the last person, exhaust the body to tame the mind. Practice meditation. Like meditation's been around forever, and there's so much to learn from meditation. Just simply quieting the voices in your head and trying to listen to what your subconscious mind's saying. A lot of times we're distracted because we're not in alignment with our true self. You have to get in alignment with your true self. What are you doing every day? What are the actions that you're taking? Is that an action that you're taking that your future self is going to thank you for? Is that where you want to? If you're heading in this direction, but your dream is to head in that direction, why are you heading in this direction? Like, what's the conversations you're having with yourself? And if you do work out and if you do meditate, I promise you it would take away 80% of your ADD. And if you cut sugar out of your diet on top of it and start eating better, you're 100% cured. But I think that ADHD and ADD is a result of bad medication in our country, too much vaccination of our youth, and the food that the kids eat today are highly processed with a ton of sugar. And I think it truly does affect the way they are acting in schools and the way people just label everything ADHD and ADD. And I love the medical industry, I think, is being paid off or funded by pharmaceutical companies. And I think they're throwing pills out there. And I think people are using that as a cop out to be like, oh, I have a hard time learning because I have ADD. And that's not the reason why I have a hard time learning. Everybody has a hard time learning. Everybody has some aspect of ADD in their life when they're trying to learn shit that's not important to them. So tie the fact of you learning that thing with enough pain of not learning it, and you'll learn it. Trust me, if you were to do a puzzle and you have ADD, and if you were to get shocked or like some kind of like weird therapy, let's say, or let's say you were get killed if you can't put the puzzle together, I guarantee you're going to focus on that puzzle getting put together because the pain of not doing it is so great. So you have to learn how to play these tricks with your mind. Like we only do things because we're avoiding pain or we're seeking pleasure. And once you figure out how you learn and how you do things, you'll be able to accomplish anything. But you can't try and copy James and the way he learns because that may not work for you. Just like we all have different tastes. Like some people like pizza and some people like Chinese food. That's their favorite food. Like you're going to learn in different ways. Like everyone does things differently. Everyone has a different way of learning, a different way of eating. It's just we're human beings. What's your way of learning? And if your whole entire life you were taught a specific way of how to learn, it may not be for you. So change that. So when I do work with clients with ADD or ADHD, the first thing I do is have them exhaust the body, tame the mind, and then get into journaling or meditation. And then that pretty much solves a lot of their issues.
HC3 Phase says, I think it's my superpower, creativity and creative problem solving. Also, bio-neurofeedback was tremendously helpful. Also, who's going to be the first person to call into the show and ask Nick a question?
I don't have headphones on, so I don't think I could hear him.
But the headphones are right next to you.
Yeah, but I thought we weren't doing a calling right now. And I bit my tongue really bad yesterday, so if I'm talking funny, even more funny than normal, that's why.
But I think you could hear them through the headphones.
All right, so when they cop on, you let me know.
Oh, I'll let you know, but no one's clicking the
cool.
link.
Don't be scared, guys. We're actually going to end the live in probably 2 minutes. So if you don't have a question in the comments, then we won't miss out.
Have a question. We do have a question. I just wanted to let everybody know they can call in and talk.
Fire through, James,
via the link pinned in the chat. Kimby Beauty, what do you think is a healthy timeline for someone coming out of Cosmos School with assisting, commission, booth rent, suite rent, and ownership?
The amount of time they dedicate to learning their craft, it's all up to the individual. If they were to come out of school and they dedicate every waking hour, literally every waking hour, to learning the skills of mastering cutting hair, like so, if they spent 8 hours every single day, Monday, 7 days a week, let's say, 8 hours, 7 days a week to becoming a master hair cutter, within 6 months, they are probably one of the best hairstylists in their community, without a doubt. And they can get in the floor and charge whatever really they want to charge. So it depends on their level of participation in acquiring the skills that they need in order to be successful at the particular thing, whether it's hair coloring, whether it's hair cutting. Now, you take that same mindset into business and you just read every book and digest every podcast, speak to every successful person, and that's all you do for 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. In 6 months, you're pretty much one of the most knowledgeable people on business. And so it's totally up to the person and their level of participation in their success. So it could honestly, it could be 3 years, it could be 2 years, it could be 1 year. That's how you fast track it. So that whole rule of 10,000 hours to become a master, it's really true, but you can acquire 10,000 hours relatively fast if you dedicate every waking hour to it. But for rule of thumb, just to not be so roundabout with your question, 6 months to be able to get on the floor and start taking easy jobs like a blunt haircut, soft layered haircut, regular color services, and then a full year to really be proficient, not as a junior stylist without help, but a full year on the floor with a good mentor. They're ready to take the reins on their own. To go into a suite or to a chair rental, I would say 3 years at a minimum, 3 to 4 years. Because don't forget, when you rent the chair, you're in a suite, there's no one there to help you. You have to know enough about your craft in order to fix a mistake that if you get backed into a corner with a corrective color or you make a mistake with a haircut, you can get your way out of it. You can cut your way out of it or you can color your way out of it. And if you don't have those skills, then you're not ready to go off on your own. So the other aspect you would need is the confidence and the belief that you're the best in your area. And the only way to do that is by putting the repetition in. So you have to believe you're the best in your area and the best in your suite and the best in the salon. And once that happens, like you truly are the best, then you're ready to make that leap. Because as an owner of a salon, there's not one person, and I say this as humble as I could, that can do anything better than me. And I mean that I have such a talented crew. That's how you have to think. You have to be the best you have to be the best in the world. And once you have that ability to believe it and follow through on it with your hands at your craft, then you're ready to open a salon. That's not even talking the business side of it either. James?
Jen Rose Pringle, took me 15 years to really dial into mastering my craft, and still I'm learning. I love my job.
Yeah, it's awesome. Every day you're getting better and better. Like, and I say what I said before about my team as a mindset, right? It may not be reality, but if you believe it, if you believe they're best, your clients will believe you're the best. That's fact. Like sometimes there could be a mistake and be like, no, this is the new look. And if you say with enough authority, they'll believe you. All right, James, any more questions?
I don't see any questions.
Beautiful.
Man. There's a bunch
Got-
of people in the chat, but no questions.
Guys, drop a question if you have it. If you can't get the question in now, then go ahead to our my stories and drop a question there. We're just introduced a live call-in feature, so you can call in from your phone and we could chat during these lives. I do have some things going on. So our 12 o'clock calls may be pushed to 12:30. For the next 90 days, I enrolled into a program myself. And so some of the calls happen at 12. So we're going to be moving the lives around a little bit. Tomorrow, hopefully, we're going live from Rusk in Connecticut with Tiffany. Tiff, if you're watching, shout out to Tiff.
Going on a road trip.
And James come with me. And we're going to try and make that happen. So that's our first run at going live. So if you want me to go to your salon, shoot a live from there, one-on-one with you, to your suite, make sure you have a good Wi-Fi and we'll do it. But guys, the live's going to be posted on YouTube in a few minutes. If you missed it, I think, does it stay on Facebook too, James?
I think it does.
Yeah. And you guys can watch it on Facebook if you're there too. It does not stay on Instagram. We cut it up.
Really
for reals.
disappointed. Nobody wanted to call in today.
No, I'm not disappointed at all. But you guys are amazing. Have a great Monday. It's your day off. If you're in the Level Up Academy, I will see you in 30 minutes. Today's going to be a great call. I just want to prep a little more for it. And I think we have Anthony Vicino coming on, or Vicino. He's going to be on this week, I believe, maybe Friday. I got the Woo Woo Hairstyles podcast coming. I'm going to be jumping on theirs, filming it live from us. And if you guys if you want to participate in the podcast, if you want to jump on as a guest, let me know. Let James know. Come on. I love to shoot the shit with you and chop it up. And if you leave any kind of nasty comments and you think that I don't know what I'm talking about, I would really love to have you on the podcast as well. I love debating people, especially in the comments. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, maybe I can learn from you. Maybe I can't. Who knows? But please everyone's welcome to come on as a guest. And I will see you guys later. Cool. How was StreamYard?